Alright, big brother. Mr. Gatekeeper here. We're going to zoom through these as fast as we can. Alright, this is for a good buddy of mine. Instead of making 3 videos for these 3 amplifiers, we're just going to make 1 video for all of them. He gave me a little note on the top of these. This one worked good. High reflect. Other than that, everything works. Feedback resistors look like they have been a little hot. Okay. Went ahead and did something for you there, man. Threw some blue LEDs in there for you. I know you'd be happy to see that. The only reason I did do that, man, is I looked down and noticed a quicker way I could do it. I know I told you it was going to be a little time consuming to do that. I'd take both boards out, but I quickly seen a way that I could do it pretty quick. So I went ahead and done that for you, bud. Alright, so what we're going to do, man, is I'm just going to ask you to trust me on the input reflect, because for me to show you the input reflect on here, we're going to have to take that 10-watt slug and put it right here, and we're going to do a lot of switching back and forth, and the input is great on all of them. Very great. So I'll just ask you to trust me on that one, bud. I know the main issue is the output reflect is what you were talking about, but I think I only had to adjust 1 amplifier for the input reflect, and that was the Palomar over there. So we are on a live antenna, not on a dummy load. I'm going to turn the volume up so you can hear that. Alrighty. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the fire to her. Alrighty. We're just going to leave everything on 15.2 volts. Okay, so we just speed through this. You know how much the bench radio is doing. Okay, it's doing 4 bird. And the hot radio is doing 8. We're going to switch back and forth on each real quick. Alrighty, the preamp was not an issue on this one, so I won't show it working, but it does. It does work, as you can see right here. On, off. Okay. Alrighty, well here we go. Alright, here's your output reflect. In reverse, 10-watt slug. Go. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I don't remember. You didn't write on here what it was before, so I don't know what it was. Well, I do remember what it was. I think it was a few watts, something like 3 or 4 watts. It's kind of hard to remember with working with all 3 of these, but I was using the digital in conjunction. What I was doing first was tuning them out with the digital, and then what I did is went ahead and went to the bird and did any fine tuning. And actually, I didn't have to do no fine tuning, but on one of them. So, all right, we're gonna pop this slug out. So this is why I need a dual bird on the output here. Pop the 1K in. Okay. Here's what we're getting. We're just going to leave it on high. TX light works. Go. Might help I might do something about this mic, y'all. Sometimes it's a key, sometimes it won't. Hold it. Alright, it's about 80 bird. What we're going to do is just quickly unscrew the bench radio and quickly hook up the hot radio, Stickman modified. By the way, any of you other radio heads out there got a tune that you want me to check out and put in one of my videos, I think you got a tune that's a very nice tune, send it up to me. I'll check it out, put it in 1 or 2 of my videos. And if I really like it, I might just keep it in the videos. What y'all think? Alright. Alright, I put this on channel 22, so hopefully it won't cause feedback with the other radio, so hopefully we can keep them both hooked up. So, alright, looks like we'll be able to. Okay. Gold. Alright, not much increase, man. Gold. Not that much increase, so I remember you saying this one didn't do a whole lot of wattage, man, but there you go. That's about 80 to 90 bird, and that's about all you're getting out of this. We're gonna be putting a peak meter in that bird peak function in that meter real soon, so I can just flip over and show y'all what it's doing on the peak side. Because even though that's doing 80 birds, you know, it's probably doing about 200 and so peak, and that's pretty much right where these transistors are supposed to be doing, about 250 peak. So everything's probably all good. You'd love to see about 100 bird out of this, though, you know what I mean? And you will see that, I believe, out of another one over here. Same transistors. Alright, pop the top off real quick. We're going to come over here and flick this supply off, just in case. Just point out really quick. I strengthen up the solder on this hot bus. Okay. There's your new resistors. I just replaced the ones that was kind of dark. Now here's your tuned output. I threw a trimmer in there, tuned it in, mic'd it in. You had to use 2 resistors. So that's another thing that I'm really OCD about. If I'm sitting there tuning something and it equals 93, I know the majority of the people would just put in a 95 or a 90. I'm just crazy, man. I just like to keep it exactly where it was, where I tuned it, so I will make it 93. I got a couple of caps, man, that are 2, 3, 4, 5 picofarads, and I'll make it happen, put it exactly where it was. So there's your 2 caps right there for the output. Okay. Now remember, the problem with this one was there was not a tuned input on this amp, which was very weird. Very weird. There was not a tuned input on this amplifier. There was no capacitor anywhere for the tuned input. So I'll put a trimmer on there and tune that in and mic that in right there. Okay. Other than that, I believe that is it, other than the blue LEDs. Oh, one last thing I did do is I took these 120s. Those 120s or 330s. I took them 330s and I moved them right there. I always like putting them right here on the messenger, because the way they had them, they just looked like they wasn't soldered well, and almost looked like there might have been a cold joint or something. But so I went ahead and moved them right there for you. All right, man. There's amp 1. Now bear with me. We ain't gonna pause and all that, because that'll take me a lot longer to edit those videos together. So we're just gonna kind of hold the phone while we hold the phone as good as we can. We'll have to sit it down sometimes. All right, here comes the mother effing Power Pump 150. Neat little amplifier right here, man. Neat little amp. All right, I'm gonna put the phone down. Well, hold on. Might not have to. Put the power right there. Let's clip the ground. Make sure them jokers ain't gonna touch. Alright. Alright, this one right here was showing you some great output, I believe. I think once I got, this one had some crazy reflect. Once I got the reflect fixed, I think the output came down a little bit. I believe. We will see. But I think the output came down just a little bit, bud. Alright. What he said with this one was the on and off switch was broke. Something was up with the preamp. Didn't like the preamp was working. I don't know what that says. INOP. I think it means this ain't working. Check it out. Out of tune. Preamp relay was kind of floating loose on the board, and I think he's meaning letting know all the lights work fine, maybe, or check. Oh, check all the lights. Okay. Well, I did check all the lights. The RF light was out. All the other ones work. They're not real bright, but they work. All right, so we went ahead and fixed your on and off switch, put a new switch in there. These switches are different. So this switch is a little bigger than those two. Those are like micro switches. I didn't have any in stock over here. Actually, I got one in stock now. It came in yesterday, but I don't think you mind, man. Also, the front was peeling off right here a little bit. I went ahead and glued that back on and fixed that for you. All right, let's flip everything on. This little powerhouse right here, boy. Be what it is, you know. Alrighty. Alright, since I got the 1000 watts plug in, we're just gonna go ahead and show the output real quick. Gold. Gold. I'm sure that's on high. Yeah, it is. Alright, that's on high. This is on low. Gold. Gold. Put it back on high. Gold. Yeah, it looks like about maybe 60 bird. Let's see if she'll increase once we pump some more bird through her. I'd like to see it. Like to see it do about 100, man. I know you was pretty happy with how much this was doing output wise, but you know how it is, man. That reflects high like that, it can give you false readings on the output sometimes. So let's see what it's gonna do once we pop a couple of bird into her. All right, you're on. Oh dear. Yeah, we hooked. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get confused. Okay, that's the one that we need to. 1 second. Gotta keep your mind right when you got so many wires over here.
Practice mode play for real.
Alright.
I ain't set no count up yet.
Alright, we got the hot radio hooked up now. So here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's your 100 bird, big brother. Oh yeah. Alrighty, right there at it, man. Maybe just a tiny see here under. But you know my meters are a little bit lower for some reason, so I know to show 100 on yours. So that's good, man. Some good news right there, no doubt about it. Alright, let's go ahead and check the reflect. Guess I could check the reflect on both hot and small radio too. I just thought it'd be so much switching around. Hold it. Alrighty. Wasn't able to get this reflect down completely the lowest possible, but this is what we're working with on the reflect. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's a little bit under a watt worth of reflect. Just for hiss and giggles. Let me see what it's doing on the other radio. Some of these amps I was able to get down to pretty decent reflect, and some of them I was able to get down, you know, just operating, you know, good operating. These pre-made amps, man, you know, sometimes you can only do so much before you have to start getting into the design, you know, changing around the design and stuff. Because some of these amps are already tuned for 10 meters, so they're going to show a little bit of reflect on the output there. Oh yeah, yeah, like on the hot radio. Check this out. Oh yeah, Yeah. See, it's not hardly going itself. So you're pretty much looking at about 0.8 of a watt worth of reflect on that one. All right, let's go ahead and flip that off. And it was way higher than that before I started on it. I should have wrote all that information down. All right, so we replaced the RF light here, and also what I had to do, man, is I replaced the resistor. It was blown on that, and it blew the LED, so it let me know the voltage was still just a little bit too high for it. So what I went ahead and did is left that 330 back there, and also added another 330 to series to equal about a 660. So that seems to be fine on there, man. There's the new switch right there, and let's see. Oh yeah, I put in a new transistor for the preamp, so we're gonna have to show that too. So I'll click that back on and show the preamp working. And oh yeah, relay. As you can see, it's good and sturdy now. I believe that's it. We're trying to rush through this, y'all. Trying to rush through this. Well, there's your tuned output right there. Using two caps. There's your tuned output. And also, I had to tune the input on this one too. I almost forgot about it. I had to do both tunes on this one, because I got the output tuned, and then the input was pretty high. So that's a tune. So I had to use 2 on the output and 2 on the inputs. A lot of times I'll have to do that to get it exactly at the number I want it. But sometimes I'll get lucky and only have to use 1. All right, man. We're already at 16 minutes, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to rush through this. I'm gonna show the preamp real quick. Turn the power back on. All right. Let me turn it up here. You see, it appears to be working. It just ain't a powerhouse preamp, man. It's not a powerhouse preamp, so it appears to be working. Some of these just aren't powerhouse preamps. So, all right, let's go ahead and cut that off. We got one more, man. We're almost done. All right, the next one is what I had to do most of the work on. And I was not able to get this one down to the reflect that I would have liked to, but hey, I did my best with the time that I had, and I done the best that I could. And I don't know, man, this one's just, you know, I've done a pretty decent amount of work to this one. And I'll go over it real quick. 1 second. Put the phone down. Alright, where is that top so we can read? Here it is. Alright, everything works. High reflect, power wires are too short. Alright. That was the one that he told me the least amount of stuff on. It was the one I had to do the most work on. Ain't that funny how that works? Alright, I went ahead and added you new power wires, bud. These are monster cables. Okay, went ahead and added you 2 new power wires with some decent lengths. I'm gonna turn this down. Oh boy, I miss being out there. Just get out there and just enjoy talking, man. I do so much work these days. All right, man. One thing that you didn't notice when you sent it to me, which we already talked about, had 2 27 ohms in parallel, equal to about 12 or so ohms. And this is just an input pad. This is just an input pad right here, okay? So what I went ahead and did is just put you a 12 ohm 5 watt, because obviously those 2 watts equaling a 4 watt wasn't enough for whoever was driving the living piss out of this amp. Because somebody was driving a piss out of this sucker, man. That's all I'm going to say. And that might have been why they took this out of the original case and put it in this case, because this board don't come to this case originally. Cool idea though, keep it cooler. All right, here's another reason why I said they were driving the piss out of it. The 120 ohm, it's a 120. I put a 150 in. There's a 120 ohm that was on here. It had a bubble in it, man, on the side of it. So somebody had been driving it pretty hard. I went ahead and replaced that with a true 5 watt. There was just a 2 watt in. Alrighty, this right here is a 40 big boys race hour 43 ohm. I think it had a 39, so we put a 43 right here. Alright. That one just, I don't really remember if there's anything wrong with it or not. I just went ahead and replaced it just to be safe. Alright. The way Palomar likes to do these for their TX light, they like to run that wire just directly over everything over here. That is never a good idea. And plus, it ain't Teflon. You know, some of the things that some of these professional people like this do just amaze me sometimes. You know, it just ain't good practice. So I took that off, took some Teflon. And I know this, you know, I just had to do this to make myself feel better, because there was already a burnt spot in that wire. And I just ran it down up under here, took it off to the side and get it away from going over. You don't never need to send wires on the top if you don't have to. Alright, I took all these 120s off because I was having some reflect problems with this bad boy. I took all these 120s off and checked them. And they all checked good, so I put them back on with shorter leads. That's another thing about these amps. I don't know what it is, man. But they put these 120s and these 10 ohms on here, and like they don't even trim them off. They just put them on there with long leads. I don't know what's up with that. But you always want to keep them leads as low as possible. Extra leads equals more capacitance, which can equal to straight capacitance. We won't get into all that. I don't understand it fully. I'm learning every day. Alright. They had 220 ohm in parallel, and it was sticking up about up here. Okay, you need to get that resistor closest down to the board as you can get it. So I went ahead and just put a 100 ohm 3 watt, which probably equals up to about what they have on their factory when they put the 200s. Alright, there was no capacitance on the hot bus whatsoever, so I just added 2 104s on the hot bus. I also strengthen, whenever I get these type of amps, I always like to strengthen up the hot bus with some solder just to strengthen it up a bit, because as you see, the power wire comes in right here. Sometimes they'll split it off. I've seen him bring it in right here, one right here on the 1x4s. But what I went ahead and did, man, is I just went ahead and strengthened that solder up all the way up to this point, as you can see there. And yeah, there you go. So there's your tuned output right there. I had to use 2 caps in series. There was a 100 picofarad there, and guess what it tuned to? About 50, half. So that's a 100 and a 120. I had to play around and get a couple of 120s to get it right. I think it was like 53 picofarads. So. Alright, I took the trimmer off on the input and also tuned the input in. Like I said, we got this down to the lowest I could get it. I'm not super happy with it at all, but it's operating range. And let's go ahead and show you that now. I believe that's it, man, on everything that I had to do to her. I had to clean up this one a little bit because there were some places I just couldn't see if there was anything touching things, so I had to clean it up just a little bit so it is nice and clean. I wasn't going to do that with this one. his specific instructions was to get this done quick as possible with as less as possible. He's just going to unload them. So this fella is selling all these amps. So if any of y'all want them, y'all send me a message, man. Email me, and I'll direct you over to him.
I don't know yet.
All right.
Should I do the credit card?
I would do the debit. That way they can
Which one we got?
We're just going to show the reflect first, since we're already in the reflect position. All right, let's fire it up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see. I'm just going through it to see what it does before I do it. You know. I don't know how much money you got to put in.
Alrighty. All right, like you said, you're about to see that this is the one with the highest, and boy, I'm sure you could tell, man. This bad boy right here had like over 6, 7, 8 watts of reflect. So here's what we're looking at now. So it's right there around 1 watt of reflect, kind of going down. That's a little bit better. I wasn't into the mic good enough. Remember when we were on the phone talking, Bud, and you were like, you know, some of them amps you'll get to where the dead key is a high, you know, watt. On the dead key, it's got a little bit of high reflect, but then when you audio, it drops back. That's what this one's doing, man. That's what this one's doing. Oh, see that? Oh, yeah. So I don't know. I guess it is turned out a little bit better than I thought it did. So you got about a half a watt to a watt reflect out this one. All right, let's go ahead and show the output of it. Where she be? Where she be? And then I'm gonna after I do this, I'm gonna take you over and show you a quick glimpse of what I'm working on the old bench over there, the old tiny micro bench, and see that I'm almost done with that bad boy. Boy, that thing's pretty. All right. We're going to leave it on high. And by the way, I was going to let you know too, after I've done that, the reflect does not go crazy now when you do medium. See, that's what I was thinking, man. That one resistor, if there's something wrong with it, it's been compromised, then it probably will show a little bit of reflect issues because the resistor has been compromised. So the reflect looks a lot better. You actually don't see no reflect increase on medium, if I remember correctly. And then on low, it's just a tad bit of increase, so it's not crazy like it was. All right, here's what we're looking at. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's about 120 to 130. All right, we're just going to unplug and plug up the old hot. The old Stickman modified version 1.0. I got a 2.0 over here. 2.0's on the top. I hadn't got a 3.0 from him. That ain't what he calls them, y'all. 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. That's just what I'm calling them. I'm sure really this is probably like a dang 4.0 or something. You know, he just changes his tune a little bit. Like I said, man, any of y'all radio techs out there got a tune? I know 2 or 3 of y'all have emailed me and said y'all got a tune that y'all'd like me to try out and put in one of my videos, but I haven't received any radios in the mail yet. So y'all, you know, shoot them over, man. Shoot them over and put your info in the box, and I will. I love to represent for other people out there doing their things, man. This is you know, small. This is what you call small business. You know, I like to represent for other small businesses, man. All right, we got the hot hooked up. Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That's about 180, almost 200. Oh, yeah. All right, right there, almost 200, about 180, 190. All right, let's flip this off. There you go, man. We'll go ahead and get these tops on here, man, and get it shipped out to you today. Because the mail is not running on Monday, and I want these things to be headed out there to you so you can get it on Tuesday at the latest. All right, man, and this is just for you. Let me walk over here to the bench, man. Let you see what I'm working on over here.
$30.
What is this right here?
Down here.
What is this right
Yeah,
here?
right there.
All right.
Real quick skim for you, man. Real quick skim for you. Uh-oh. Already got your feedback resistors made, buddy. About to throw them in there, man, here soon, man. Might get lucky and be able to get this out here to you today, too, man. We got to make a video, though, so it might not be today. And there's your old feedbacks. I don't know why I put these 5 watt. Well, I just was in that little phase where I like the way the 5 watts look, but like I said, in the midst of things, the caps got cracked a little bit on a few of them. So but basically, this right here, I'll get more into it in the video, y'all. But I was just letting you know, brother, about done with that bad boy. All right, man. Just about throwing it together real quick, like. Mr. Gatekeeper out here in Northeast Georgia. Y'all appreciate y'all hanging with me for 30 minutes and 53 seconds. We gone.